Okay, let's break down this bunt play here. Huge play in the game. Phillies, Dodgers. Dodgers are up by 1, 4-3. Bottom of the ninth. Phillies have a runner at second. There's nobody out, and it's a bunting situation. And the Dodgers are going to run a wheel play. Now, if you follow our channel, you know that like a week or so ago, I made another video on the Red Sox, and it showed how a standard bunt defense would be run. And I mentioned that you can run a wheel play a million different ways, and this is the way the Dodgers ran it. So I'm going to play it first, and then I'm going to explain how I thought it could be run better. And also, shout out to Jay Dawson, because I was out to eat dinner late last night because I had baseball late. I was watching this game, but I was way behind. I had it recorded, and I was never going to make it this far. I was going to fall asleep far before this. So he sent me a text and said, wheel play right there. And so I fast forwarded, and I went to this play, and I was able to watch the end of the game. Okay, so here we go. So man at second, nobody out, square to bunt, wheel play, fielded by Muncy, throws to Mookie, catch, tag, boom. Got him. And the Dodgers go on to win the game. So again, if you're new to the channel, let's back up and let's talk about the wheel play. And then I'm going to show you how I would have run it a little bit differently. And we're going to nerd out on some bunt defense right here. I also want some background info real quick, because I saw an interview this morning with Freddie Freeman post-game. And he talked about how they put this play on during the pitching change, and the players were talking about it. Like he said, Mookie was the one that said, let's run the wheel play. And then Freddie said, okay, if we run the wheel play, well, then I'll be the one that circles back and covers second base to make sure the batter runner doesn't go to second. Now, I found that interesting. I actually had a talk with my wife for like 10 minutes today. She probably didn't care about anything I said. I don't think she understands wheel defenses or cares about them in any way. But anyways, I needed someone to talk to. And so I found it strange that the players decided on running the wheel play in such a huge game, that it wasn't decided by the manager or somebody else. The second thing was, Freddie said, you know, these are the type of plays where you practice them in spring training, and then you've got to execute it here in the playoffs, essentially. And so it made it sound like they haven't run this wheel play at all, which again, I get in the regular season, there's not a whole lot of bunting, but in the playoffs, there just seems to always be more bunting because runs are at a premium. And so it's crazy to think that they probably didn't practice this very much. They practice it in spring training because everyone does. It's kind of mandatory. It's like, okay, let's do bunt defense. Although again, back in my day, there were a lot more bunting. So we practiced bunt defense a lot more. Anyways, I just found that crazy. And I think that's why the play, in my opinion, wasn't run as sharp as it could have been or should have been. Luckily, everything fell into place. Muncy makes a fantastic throw here. Betts is athletic and gets there and catches on the run, turns and tags. And Castellanos, not really a great athlete. I know some Philly people probably saying they should have had a pinch runner. So good execution, but I thought it could be done a little bit better. Let me explain. Okay, sorry. What is a wheel play? First off, wheel play is when we've decided that this guy is our priority out. We want to get this guy out. And so what are we going to do? We're going to crash both our corner infielders right here. So they're both going to crash. Pitcher's got middle. Now basically you can't bunt it anywhere. The only way you can beat this is by slashing. So you pull back and you swing and you take someone's head off, or you just have to kill the bunt somewhere in here where they can't get it. So you got to bunt it off the end of the bat. You got to be soft with it. Now, the other part of the wheel is this guy, the shortstop, is going to break this way so that he beats this guy to third base so that we can field the ball and throw it to third and get this guy out. This guy's going to go to second base. Usually, the outfielders can come in and take second, or the pitcher can realize that we've got the out here and you circle back here. In this case, Freddie goes this way. Now, with all that being said, here's the thing. For me, timing is very important. So again, we've done this a million different ways, but typically how you do this is you want this guy, the pitcher, is going to look at the runner. So he's looking out here. He can see Mookie and he can see the runner. Mookie is going to break. When the pitcher sees daylight between the runner and him, he's going to give him like 2 or 3 hard steps to get going. Then he's going to turn his head and make the pitch. And that allows Mookie, again, to get the running head start. But the Dodgers kind of do it like a team that hadn't practiced. Now, again, they might have practiced. I don't know. It sounds like they didn't by what Freddie said. And when I was watching this last night, I said, that didn't look like it's something they've done very often or practiced. It just, the timing just didn't look good. And this is what I mean. I'm going to go slow. Watch when Mookie breaks. Mookie still hasn't broke and the pitcher's foot is lifting. He's like trying to cheat a little bit. Pitcher's leg lifts. He still hasn't broke. Still hasn't broke. Top of the leg lift. Now he's going to start to break as the pitcher's going to the plate. And now you can see the corner guys coming hard. They're crashing. And so this is what I mean by the timing. So if he had broken earlier, if they had done the timing right where he breaks and then he pitches, he would have already been like right here, almost on the bag. And now it's a simple catch and a tag. Muncie's got to field this ball, and he's got to throw this ball while Mookie's running full speed. Mookie's got to run, catch, turn, and tag. And it's a perfect throw, right? Like he has to lead him. He's trying to lead him and put it right there. Now that's a great play, and they just get him. Catch, boom, just got him. So I give a ton of credit to Muncie. Obviously, Mookie, being a great athlete, was able to turn and catch the ball and tag him. And then you can see Freddie. Freddie mentioned this. Watch Freddie come in, and now he realizes he doesn't have a play, so now he's going to go to second base and take second right there. I'm going to bring up this view because this you can see even better. So watch. You can see Mookie trying to creep. I know my head's kind of in the way right here. Creeping again, and now here's the lift, and now he's going to take off, right? So again, how you normally do it, this is the way that I would teach it, or the way that we did it pretty much in all of the teams that I played for, except for the Orioles. I mentioned the Orioles, we didn't do this. We would actually set the shortstop up way over here, and we'd put the second baseman here, and we'd run it off the second baseman. We could pick here, or we could wheel, and he would go that way. This guy would already be over here, and then this guy would just make the pitch. Anyways, so you're supposed to, in my opinion, you come set, you look, turn, look at Mookie. When Mookie wants to run, Mookie runs, and then you turn and you pitch. But this Mookie's got to like guess, when do I go? When's he going to pitch? When's he going to pitch? I'm going to cheat. Okay, he's pitching. Okay, let me go. And so he doesn't get a huge jump on Castellanos. Now, again, he's not very fast, and Mookie's faster, so it ends up working out, and Mookie's a great athlete. It just was much harder of a play than it probably should have been. It should have been a lot easier. But again, look at Muncie crashing. Great catch, great throw. Now, I also don't know what the scouting was like, because one thing is that, let's go back here again. This is the 1-0 pitch. They ran this same exact play the pitch before. So he squared the bunt. They ran the exact same play. He pulled back. So the Phillies knew that there was a wheel play in place, and they're probably going to run it. If you run the wheel play on the first play, you're probably going to run it on the second play. Now, you don't have to. What you could do is you could mix in a pick. So you, instead of going this way, you come this way. But that's all done in scouting. Like, have you seen them do that at all? If they haven't, if they've only shown a wheel, or maybe they've shown nothing, then it's probably a team that hasn't practiced it very much. So then you can probably get a little bit more aggressive here. Get off a little bit. Okay, they just ran a wheel play. They're probably going to run a wheel play again. Maybe we get a little bit more aggressive here to try to beat Mookie to the bag. Again, you just have to be careful for the pick. And the last thing I'm going to end with, and this isn't calling anyone out, but I find this interesting. It's like in professional baseball, where all we do is baseball all day long, and I know bunting's not a big part of the game, but it still seems crazy to me that they like tried to throw this together last second. Like, hey, what do you guys want to do? Mookie, hey, I think we should run the wheel. You want to run the wheel? Okay, let's run the wheel. We'll run the wheel play, and then Freddie says, I'll go cover second base to make, like, it just seems like we're throwing stuff together in one of the biggest games of the season. Like, I don't know. That just seems crazy to me. As a coach, even at the college or high school level, and I know I keep prefacing it with this, I know bunting is more common at those levels, but it's like, I'm like, okay, here, we're running the wheel play, we're running the pick play, we're running the wheel pick, we're running whatever, like whatever. I even think back to like when I played, like I said, we had like 3, 4, 5 different picks that we could run. And usually as professionals, you don't even have to practice it a ton because you've played so much baseball. If someone explained a wheel play to me right now and told me what they wanted me to do, like, I could figure it out in one play. I don't need a million reps at it, but we'd have a plan and a couple of different options. Anyways, I'm not in there. I don't know. I'm just listening to what Freddie said and watching the way it was run. At this point, I'm probably blabbing. Anyways, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, give it a thumbs up, all that good stuff. We'll talk to you later.